7:09, thank you. All members are present, thank you. Hear from public. Do we have anybody who'd like to speak from the public? Is there anyone who would like to speak from the public?
Right there.
I know. Sir, your name?
Or
Mr. Thomas Martin.
just wanted to officially remove my name from consideration for the transfer station advisory committee.
Okay.
If you had me on your
Yeah,
thing.
come up here so others can hear you.
Sorry.
And then you can share your coffee with me. I've had nothing to eat.
I want to just formally state that I want to withdraw my name from consideration.
Understood. I never got your name for consideration. It would have had to have come from you.
Right, well, I didn't know.
Supposed to reach out to you. I had given them the.
Yeah, I know the RTC had put a letter through back months ago, asking that myself and Rob Chernock be.
No, Keith did. Only Keith.
Okay.
Keith did, and what happened was, I didn't see that letter. It was about 3 weeks after Chris died, but no excuse. I happened to run into him in the Big Y.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and he asked me about that. And I went, I'm sorry, I don't think I saw that. I'll go back and look. That was July 14th.
Mhm.
July 15th, I found it. I replied back to Keith and I said, this is what these folks need to, the two applicants need to provide so that we could give it to our town, our Board of Selectmen. And that would have been either an email or a letter stating that you wanted to be on a particular
Mhm.
board commissioner committee and why you wanted to be on that board commissioner committee and what you felt you would bring to it.
Mhm.
Okay, which is what we ask of everybody.
I totally get it.
And so I'm sorry to hear that you're not going to be on there,
No,
because I think you'd be a great addition.
I just wanted to be clear that I just have too many things going on
Understood.
and.
I know, because we've talked about them.
Right, I don't know when the scheduling is for those meetings
All
and
right.
things like that. So I just want to back out and give somebody else a chance to be on the committee if they would like to be.
No problem. No problem. And I thank you. Also, one of the things we'll be talking about tonight, which one are you, Lake Chaffee or Ashford?
Lake Chaffee.
Lake Chaffee.
Yep.
So Lake Chaffee with the issue with the boating thing that came up?
What?
No, it's not.
The boating thing?
No. Okay. It's Ashford.
No, we have other problems. All right. I'll.
And they wanted us to take down our boating ordinance.
I didn't even know you had a boarding
You
ordinance.
might want to take a look at it because you may want to weigh in.
Okay. I will do.
It's kind of
Will it
old.
be on the town website?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you ever so much for coming.
I'm just gonna sit right here. I'll hang out if you don't mind.
Do we have anybody else who'd like to speak? Okay, thank you. How do I shut down this AI thing? Give me a second. And also, just to be clear for everybody, if you go to put anything in the chat, it will not be looked at. Okay, the chat is only used if somebody's having trouble getting in, not to have conversations.
The little square block up in the corner.
Help me. This one?
Yeah, right there. Click that.
Click it again.
There you go.
All right, and what I want to do is I want to share. Let me think of what I want to share. It would just be the agenda. Anybody who's on can see what the agenda is. So,
Or they can get it on the regular.
yeah, that's
That's
what I
how
was
they
just
usually
thinking.
do.
So what I'm going to do is leave it like this, and how can we make us bigger?
Go down to participants, I think. Kurt may have that. Or-
Participants.
Go left,
That'll-
right.
Right there.
Yeah, keep it right there. That little
And, oh,
user, double click. Should get you. Oh dear.
Yeah, I am maybe.
Go to three. Go to the three little dots on user to the right.
thank you.
And I'll try it. Okay, then.
All right.
Well, I can see the back of Tom's head.
Looking
I could
mighty
recognize my
fine,
head.
mighty fine. Okay, first selectmen's briefing. Please tell me I picked it up from the printer.
If you ask me to run up there, I'm gonna say no. But I will. I
Well,
will.
it's locked, so I've got to go. If you wouldn't mind, I'm sorry. I need to go up and just make sure I should. I'm gonna start with the online. Just. That's a good question. Actually.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Thank you. Get my big head. Very straight to that TV. People are very Germany. I brought this instead.
You know what I'm saying? For a laugh. You also see my, we'll see them in a minute. Which was not. So it's not if we have a gym. To do something special, we would like us to do something special. Not the GP.
So this second one happened to the lady that was in charge.
She became the top one. With. To leave, so the, and, special. So we, right now, so we have, it's the R&D. Separate. She has some additional training, she's taking it, but. It's for the time, but she's just, which she's only working with the home, but she. So much. For action. Take up exercise. So it's the time first. To learn. So that's one thing. Study class for the
Can I just go back just one second, just so that everyone can understand? And I think we had to wait.
To become.
Official. Correct. Correct. So what happened is these two.
Needed to be named, I had to sign it.
So.
Yeah, yes.
On the standard.
Correct, yeah. I had to make from the attorney. Was not my fault. It's not going to be. To have just a short chat. To us, okay, but I'd like to do something for this year. As far as to our table, for a number of years. So, and she's going to continue to do that because one of the. So I think it was. Yeah, it's not- this was- Municipality. Okay. The, let's see. We also, like around June, right around June 30th, I got hit with 4 things that had to be done by June 30th that I wasn't aware of. So it was a scramble. This one was a $5,000 America 250 grant to our 250 committee, which is awesome.
Yep.
And, okay,
Who signed that?
me, I had to be the one submitting it. They expect the CEO to sign it because it's money.
Where is this coming from?
It's coming from the state,
State,
the America 250 Committee for the State.
okay.
And as part of that, it was required to have the privilege, hang on, of and signing a little further. Yeah. Privilege of signing the recommitment to the ideals of the Declaration of Independence as part of Connecticut's America 250 commemoration. The recommitment document will be on display in the Museum of Connecticut History at the Connecticut State Library's current exhibit, and Connecticut's Revolution through July 2027, and thereafter will be preserved in the state archives. So what I did was I asked the 2 chairs for we have co-chairs for the 250 committee to go with me. They only wanted 1 signature and they expected it to be from the first selectman or mayor. And, but we were there and we had our picture taken together and I took them out to lunch.
Great. And who were they?
Joan Gobin and Val Pepin,
Nice.
who are terrific to work with.
Great.
Okay, so let me just go down a little further here. I'll do this right. Kettle Rock Wagon Shed, $200,000 grant. As you know, Christine Abakoff was the head of the steering committee. The steering committee was appointed by the selectmen of both Ashford and Wellington because it's a joint grant. And so we have, a number of people that are on the steering committee. Some are from Ashford, some are from Wellington. And they all have areas of expertise that are helpful for the assessing what the BL company comes back with for suggestions for a plan for putting the Kettle Rock Wagon Shed properties into useful use again. So Chris was appointed as a non-voting member because she knew the most about Kettle Rock and she really wanted to do it. She had been collecting the information over a period of at least 20 years. So we are fortunate that I was talking with Tracy Hansen, who is from NECOG. She's a former select woman. She's actually held different positions within a town kind of thing. Even she oversaw DPW, that kind of thing. And she had come out here on for something for NECOG, Northeastern Council of Governments, collecting information from each of the towns within NECOG about flooding issues, okay, and our floodplain, et cetera, et cetera. So we had a meeting with her, and it was the fire chief, it was Paul Varga, it was, I believe, our current fire marshal,
James Lanoy.
James Lanoy Jr. We had Casey. We had a couple of other people, all here from the town and me. And she went through, she had already gone and looked at our documentation, which was very cool. And then she just went through questions that she had, filled it out for us. And she also had planned to meet with me anyway, because I had talked with her about potentially, I talked with NECOG about getting somebody to chair this committee. And it's not easy finding somebody from town. We had a hard time finding people to even be on the committee, much less someone who's going to be able to devote the time required to project manage it
Where would you have looked for that person?
in the town.
Yeah, do you advertise it?
We had already advertised for the steering committee. So,
Minimize your screen. See if there's something behind it, Catherine. No, the other one.
that'll take me out, won't it?
No, yeah. Right, and then you can just
Now I gotta come back.
zoom more, place down bottom. No, there you go.
Okay. I don't know what that is. The, okay,
Someone to
where was
cheer,
I?
someone to cheer.
What they've said, well, I spoke with the head of NECOG, and she had already indicated that they would not charge for her services. And we are behind schedule on this because of losing Chris. So, and we must expend the money by the end of next year. So we need somebody in there, and the selectmen cannot participate,
Even yourself?
not even me.
Okay,
So it's its own committee.
okay.
So what I can do is so she's gonna meet with me. What's today?
The 3rd of August.
She's gonna meet with me Friday.
Mhm.
I believe it's Friday. Yes, Friday, to review the materials and everything. And then I found out that after she and I'd had our quick conversation, she'd already gone out and started looking at everything for Cato Walk and whatever. So she's very
Proactive.
self-started. Absolutely. And I think she is the right person for this. So what we'll do is you'll have an opportunity to meet her. Okay, I'd like to do that as soon as possible.
Mhm.
And so if you're out and about on Friday, we're going to be meeting, I think, 10 to noon, something like that. And
Will James and Casey be there as well?
no, they don't need to be there for this. They're not part of they're not part of the Cato Rock thing. Tracy was involved with a flood management plan for NECOG, for the entire NECOG district. And so she was out here on that mission. And then we had already planned to have a conversation about the Cato Rock properties and management of those. So she stayed after and had the conversation with me when she said she's very interested, et cetera, et cetera. Then I called the head of NECOG because she also said that they would not charge for her services. We already do pay NECOG, every year for services. We get our engineering services from there, and Sil is very good. So we worked with him for years, and then we get some other services at different points in time from them. They also keep us abreast of grants that are out there.
Mhm.
And I go to their monthly meetings. So it's good to connect with the other selectmen at those. Okay, so she and I, when we met, she said she was very interested. I called Jim, and I forgot his last name. He's the head of NECOG. And he indeed confirmed that, yes, they would offer her to us, and that her services would be free because they felt like they hadn't done very much for Ashford recently, which is very nice. And I like working with him anyway. He's been pretty good.
When do we meet with her?
What I'm thinking is if you want to drop in on Friday, I'll give you the time she's going to be
Which
here.
Friday?
It's this Friday.
This Friday.
If you'd like to just meet her casually, I
10
can
to
step
12.
away.
10 to 12 is what
I
you
think it's
said.
10 to 12. Let me just check my calendar. Made the appointment.
I can be there depending on the time.
Regardless, whether you meet her ahead or not, I can have her put something together that says what her qualifications are.
Sure, and her interest, is that a committee? So that would be an interest that she would need to.
Yeah.
No, this is different. This is
I'd like to
different.
make a comment.
This is, we're looking for services. I wanted to hire someone to do
Right.
it, and we're getting the person for free.
Good.
And I would have hired that person just because of what her background is and what her position is within NECOG. She has all kinds of resources to get additional information.
I like to make a comment. This person worked intimately with you.
Chris,
Did, and her replacement will do the same. You're going to be working with you hand in glove.
right, but this particular thing is just for the Cato Rock property
So it's
Project.
all of us.
Yeah.
that we got the grant for. But yes, you're absolutely right. When all is said and done, the person who acts as executive assistant, Chris certainly being the one, that is a very intimate relationship
Right.
because that's someone you do speak to in confidence. That person has to have particular security screening. Okay, other people can't go into our files. That's a person who has a particular role, has access to the site, the official site for issuing pistol permits. It's actually the FBI site.
Wait a second. How did we get from NECOG to?
Because he
Mr.
asked about
Herman's?
Chris.
Terry's report.
Oh, asked about Chris or asked about Tracy?
Chris.
Yeah.
But you were referring to what we were talking about Tracy coming in and working on
I
Cato
jumped
Rock.
ahead.
I leaped, yeah.
Okay.
I
figured where he was
jumped
going.
ahead.
All right, so we'll come to that in terms of Chris, or actually that slot, filling that slot. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. I would like you to meet her ahead of time. The Willington people, selectmen, will not have that opportunity. We can have her at our meeting we will have a joint meeting, which is what we've done with all of these things related to this project. I already contacted Mike McCuck. I'm never quite sure how to say his name, in Wellington. I held off a bit because they've been going through all kinds of pain with their budget. They had their school budget. I don't know if it went down for a fourth time, but
I don't know. It did.
oh my God. Anyway,
I think so.
4 times. Yes, well, other ones went around
I know it was
down around us as well. So Stafford, I don't know if they went down for a third time. Anyway, so you will meet her. I'd like you two to have the opportunity to meet her a little bit ahead of time. The others won't have that opportunity. They'll just have to look at her credentials. They don't have anyone to offer up on their end. And we actually there are 10 of the Cato Rock properties are in Ashford and 2 are in Wellington. All right. The other thing is that Eastern Highlands just got a big bolus of money, or is about to, and they are going to be, the state gave it for health services. And they're going to be acquiring 2 vans that can go out, 2 vehicles or vans that can go out and provide some medical services, go to people's homes or whatever, to help those who have trouble getting to their doctors and et cetera, et cetera.
Not in town.
They'll also do, your area will get,
Sorry.
yours will get 2 as well. I think you're in a different area.
Okay.
So, but they'll be available, and there are other towns in your area and other towns in ours, but that they got this money and it's for that. It's a
Got it.
grant.
Who pays for it?
It was a federal grant.
Federal grant.
So what I'm understanding is anybody that needs medical rides to their appointments, they're going to take care of
They're
it?
going to clarify all the pieces of this. They just got the grant and they ran us through some of the services. But I want them to provide the specifics. I also was the one who asked the question, how would their group, whoever's running this portion of it, interact with our towns, our municipalities? And I suggested, and they said yes, that they be working through our youth and social services director, basically the social services director.
Okay,
And I said that we also have a senior director and we have a,
housing authority, housing,
not so much the housing authority, because we have ways that we work with that as well. But they wouldn't be interacting directly with them. They'd be interacting through our social services, who would be interacting with the agent for the elderly, senior center director, how the senior housing, and it's not senior housing, it's actually the housing authority. So they're not all seniors that are in there. There are just people who
Correct.
need the services.
yeah.
So more to come on that. That was the first we heard about it. And it was a board meeting and it was a matter of getting our approval to go ahead with it.
So my question is, if they got a grant to provide medical services to people in Ashford specifically,
No, all the towns,
right, but
all the towns in the district.
it affects us. Housing Authority got a grant for the van to take people to
It
medical.
has no
It's
impact. It
overlapping.
has no
No
impact at
impact.
all.
Okay,
This is something where they can do some screenings and things like that as well. So for a great example is the people who can't come to the senior center to get some of those when they're offered through different programs we have.
oh, this is not a vehicle to get people to a medical,
Is to provide them with services.
it's provide medical services
At the spot.
At the spot and whatever,
at home?
at home, to actually see them at home, to check on them, make sure that they're getting what they need.
Wow, okay.
All right, and so anyway, okay, next thing, Ashford Academy repairs. I wanted to let you know, we had $10,000 in our last year's budget. And as a result, we put in a new water tank, piping, fixed the bathroom, fixed the electrical, set up the alarm system, and they're setting up Wi-Fi. I will let you know that the back of the building was damaged by vandals. They scratched into it,
With what?
gouged into it. I don't know. Luckily, I wasn't there. I'll also mention in passing that the gazebo that's there, that one of our scouts led the project for, people had already gone in there with like a motorbike and went around and around in it. And that scout got his Eagle Scout,
Repairing it?
got his Eagle that, doing that and running that project.
Do we have a name or should we not mention?
We do not have a name, but we have means where we are going to be catching some people.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Another thing, we had vandalism at Ashford Memorial Park again. Someone going, yeah, I have the day of, it happened the night of Chris's memorial thing over at the night before Chris's memorial.
What did they do?
They went in, and they did donuts on the basketball court and marked it all up. I think it was only 1 or 2 years ago that we got that resurfaced and we got the lines all done.
How much longer are we going to tolerate this ridiculous?
Just so you know, I'm not going to talk about our security measures
Yep.
in the public, but we're just letting you know that we have them.
Okay.
Let's see, safety issues at Chady Road and Zychek Road at the intersection. On Chady Road, and you know this area.
Mhm.
You know how if you go down your road and let's see, if you were at the Westford Hill Distillers?
Yep.
And you were coming down, you were going home?
Yep.
Well, the property on the corner of Chady and Zychek had a lot of overgrowth, plants going into the road, and they've had it there for years. There's actually a business there. So I did speak with the owner. I went out, took pictures, and he came out and was not necessarily,
A peaceful conversation.
let's just say it's unfortunate, but he chose to, whatever. And we'd had a near miss down there. And I had heard about it about a week and a half before. So I go by there every once in a while. So I made a point of going there, and I was going to the Chady's anyway. It was on a Friday night. And that's when I stopped and took all the pictures. And then I went on to, meet with my friends. So that was Friday. I got a series of emails from the owner. And on Monday morning, a person called me and said he was almost T-boned there that day. And
So
the
that's
owner
two.
had told me he trimmed back everything. Okay. But then the next day is when I got that call, and the guy almost got T-boned, and he lives in town 2 roads over because someone blew the stop sign,
Mm-hmm.
the one on Shady Road. So at that point, because I wasn't getting the cooperation I wanted, I wrote a letter as the local traffic authority, the LTA, and gave I said, they had to be trimmed back adequately within 48 hours. And set an end time for noon on Thursday. I looked on Thursday evening, it was not trimmed back adequately. And I had also told the person that if it didn't get trimmed back adequately, I would have DPW come out and do it. And I guess there have been issues with them trying to do it in the past. So on Friday morning, 3 of the guys from DPW, along with the big machine, and me, we were there. We got it trimmed back, and the owner at that point in time was actually working with us, which was a very good thing. But the overgrowth was out in the road like this. And as a result, it's been trimmed back, and you can stand way back. We've got some other things we're going to do. We're going to put some white lines down where the stop signs are,
Mm-hmm.
which is a good clue for both stop signs. And back on Shady Road, where there's a yellow sign that has a red sign inside of it,
Mm-hmm.
which intimates that there's a stop sign ahead. We're going to put something on it that says how many feet.
Okay.
And if you go back to that person's driveway, the upside of the driveway, and you go where you'd be sitting in a car or some kind of vehicle, you can see that stop sign plain as
Yeah, it's
day.
coming around the corner
And you can
too.
see the other one as you get a little closer, the one on Zacha, to see
Yeah.
if there's anybody there.
Yeah.
We will keep that trimmed. And to think that 2 different people
Do we?
almost had a serious, and by the way, while we were there, somebody blew the stop sign in a truck before we'd done anything.
So my question is, do we have to have these near misses, these almost accidents? Should we get those in writing? Do we have those in writing? And
What do you
it's
mean
not
in
just
writing.
and not just hearsay. I know that's listen, I know, but I think
In this case, it wouldn't have made a difference
right.
because we're still going to try.
But should we in the future, if somebody has a complaint, should we get it in writing?
Some people are afraid to put it in writing, but yes, okay. I will try and get it in writing. We have some people who've made some complaints about some other things that were valid complaints.
Correct.
That other people had also spoken about,
Right.
but they didn't want their name attached.
They can make it anonymous though, can't they? At least we have something in writing and anonymous.
When it's anonymous, it's kind of hard to do that.
If they don't give it to
It's
you
okay.
in writing, you document it. Keep a log.
Oh, I did document it.
Oh, all right. You got
And not only did I document it, I documented it in the letter to him.
you got a record though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So
And I filed the
That's
letter.
just what I was saying. It's just that there's
Oh,
a
believe me, I don't do things just on
Paper trail.
hearsay.
paper trail.
Yep. Okay. All right. The new payloader arrived last week. It's big and beautiful, big yellow and beautiful. Which is nice.
That's for DPW.
Yes. And
Was that a grant or was that something that was in
no,
the
it was
budget?
part of our capital improvement plan. We have we need to start looking at the website for ADA compliance.
Yes. Just did
Just a
that.
little reminder for you guys.
Are we having an audit or did we have an audit or?
We had somebody look at it.
The
The people who built the website,
No, no,
they've
no.
been after us to do something.
So,
They wanted us to buy their software to do it.
right, but has the state reached out to us to say,
No,
we want to do an
No.
audit over your website? No.
not at all.
Okay.
And if they did that with the towns, they would find that a lot of them have not complied yet. Probably because their budgets don't allow it. Think about when we went through our budget. Think if we added on another $5,000.
No, but ADA compliant, you don't have to have a new website. You just have to have the information on the website. To be
No, you
ADA
have to
compliant.
have, no, you have to have it so that it will read the documents to them if they're visually impaired. And that will, for those who are hearing impaired, that it will do the script. So we'll get into that another time.
You got
I'd
it.
rather not go into a lot of detail on this. I'm
Nope,
just trying to
you
give you an
have to.
update.
Thank you for doing.
That was just a reminder. Okay, I have Connecticut 250 activities that are planned for September. There's Family Day on the 13th. And then Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Nolan and the Rangers, a big presentation on the 19th. Joyce Knowlton's coming in to do a presentation. The MICA representatives are flying in from their headquarters in the Midwest.
Who's that?
They are the
that?
military intelligence something.
Really?
They are, oh yeah, and they have two people coming in and they have a couple people coming from down south. They're going to join them up here. While they're here, they will not only come to this and do a presentation to our thing and come do a presentation. They will also be going to the Nathan Hale Homestead and these other things because so much of the American Revolution occurred up here.
Mhm. What day is that?
September 19th, it's a Sunday,
Mhm.
and it'll be in Knowlton. And we really would need to have Joyce Knowlton is bringing a drummer and a couple of people in period costumes to play the fife.
Is that in our?
Knowlton Hall.
No, is that in our Citizen? Is that
It will be-
open to the public?
It will be in the
Thank you.
September Citizen. It's open, absolutely open to the public. We want lots of people there to know that Thomas Knowlton was the founder of the military intelligence in the United States.
Nathan
was-
Hale was one of the spies.
Right, and he actually was under his command, if I recall.
And so this is on Sunday.
Yes,
Do we have a
right.
time? Do we have a time?
No, I don't remember. It might be 2:00. I can't remember, but it'll be announced.
Okay.
Okay. And if you don't know, almost every Wednesday, I meet with people that are involved in 250 anniversary planning. And
Will that stop at the end of the year, the 250 planning?
yes, but what I would like to do is as part of what I've put together as a calendar and we've been going by is I have all the holidays, all the major events, for example, school like graduations, when the events are happening for, let's say, the Veterans Day, they're not always on Veterans Day, and Memorial Day, not always on Memorial Day. Those kinds of things, even, Juneteenth, what is it, Spring Day, or not Spring Day, but I forget what that's called. Some of my friends will hate me for this. A day when it's an international day. So that's on there. So that you can see those things are happening at different places, but also what's happening within our town.
Mhm.
So a good example is that what I'd like to have happen in the future is that the various groups are all meeting in some fashion. They need a leader to do this with, that will be providing that information so that they're not stepping on each other through the year. And remember the senior consortium group,
Mhm.
working just like that group. where they're actually helping each other and bringing their things together
Mhm.
and making sure that they all know about what each other is doing.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, very important. And so we're going to have to figure out a way, or they're going to have to figure out a way to do that going forward. And I did attend a lovely tea
Ooh,
on Saturday that was held by the library, Shante. And we had a speaker who came in and talked about these young women in the revolution. There's a 16-year-old that rode 40 miles. She went much further than Paul Revere, warning people, and she saved a lot of lives.
They marched to Boston from here.
I'm sorry?
Troops from Ashford went to Boston,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The Rangers, I mean, the,
Bunker Hill.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yep. And Colonel Knowlton died at in Harlem. One second, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. And the last thing, which is not good, or it is good, depending on how you look at it. Typically, when we do our general government budgets
Mhm.
and we come to the end of the year, many times there's 100,000, 150,000, 200,000 left over. Well, even when I was chair of the Board of Finance, I went, we overtaxed because we didn't use all the money. So, but what did happen with those funds is that they would be in the undesignated fund, and the Board of Finance would decide, based upon how much was in there and how much the new budget was, if they could move over some of those monies into capital non-recurring to pay for fire engines, windows at the school, a new tractor, those kinds of things. And we have lease to purchase things where we've got agreements. And every year the town votes on the current year's allocation for the capital improvement
Mhm.
plan. And then you've got the future stuff, future years on, say, a 5-year set of payments.
Right.
So this year, in all likelihood, we will have about 20,000 left over.
What?
We use the money. Now, what you may or may not recall, you were not selectmen at the time, is how much we had to cinch back the budget last year to get it. The Board of Finance insisted we bring it back, and it was a 2.49 or 2.48% increase for the general government budget. As a result, had to eliminate a full-time position, replace with benefits.
Where was that?
That was the Park and Rec director.
Yeah.
And we instead kind of dropped back and punted to having a part-time recreation director, not managing the parks. And we've taken my office has taken over aspects of managing the parks. So for a lot less money. Okay. So this year, it'll be like somewhere around $20,000. And that just tells you that, and we had some things that were unexpected. We had a $30,000 truck repair that was unanticipated.
Was that out of the general fund or
It was out of the,
capital non-recurring?
no, it was out of our budget.
The
It was
general,
out of repairs in
Maintenance.
for our vehicles that's in DPW.
DPW.
So what I'll do is for our next meeting or even before that, I'll get a runoff of what we have so far. It's still being settled
Yeah.
as to where we are, and it won't truly be settled until the audit is done. The audit is not done until about November.
Oh, it's that late?
What happens with the audit is there's a whole bunch of things that have to happen.
Yep.
And at the end, any departments that have gone over or line items that have gone over, what we do is we look at the ones, Sherry, our treasurer and finance director, looks at those, looks at the ones that didn't go over. And as part of the audit process, adjustments are made, moving the money from one to the other. And the way those adjustments are done is they are approved by the Board of Finance. We don't have anything to do with them.
Now,
Oh, we also needed more sand and salt for this winter than originally planned. I can't remember, there was something else that was a big ticket item that was not known. And what you don't know is how skinny that budget really was, because originally it was supposed to be 4 point something%.
Did we not take that into consideration when we did the budget this year?
No, we looked at it. Remember, we looked at last year and we looked further back than that.
Right,
Made sure we understood the history of the different amounts that were in there.
but usually
I think
there's,
we had 8 meetings.
yeah, I remember, but usually there's, what I heard you say was 100 to 200K, and now there's only 20K. So what does that really mean in the bottom line?
What it really means is that we're coming in the black, but it means we use the money that was apportioned to us.
Right,
That we didn't not use it. Okay? Prior to that, I don't know, there were some things that didn't need to get done, or they didn't
so
cost
if
as
we
much.
have, so if we have something that does come, did we? So
It's already past June 30th.
Right. So we're now in a new fiscal year.
Yep.
But, oh, okay, got it.
It's
Got
for
it.
last year.
Where are we at? Do we just have 20, or are we building in that?
Bear with me. For last year, there's a cutoff point.
Yep,
Okay, they're gonna finish on what they need to do to make sure everything's hunky-dory, or whatever you wanna call it. Reported properly,
correct.
and, we anticipate around $20,000 is gonna be left over from that budget. We don't get to keep that.
Right, where does that go?
In the
General-
past,
The little general fund?
it just stays in the general fund. I'm just letting you know that, with our estimates and everything, and with a couple unexpected things that were pretty pricey, that's what we ended up with. From my end, that was good budget management,
Mm-hmm,
because we didn't ask for more than we should. And we managed to do what we needed to do, even with that problem, those problems.
right. I wasn't sure if this was a good thing or not a good thing.
It's the
So,
only thing that's not a good thing about it is, guess what? We're gonna have to find another way to raise money for our capital projects.
right,
So that means grants of any kind are super important. We're closing out our grant, our project for the repaving of the fire department, not fire department, Public Works, which included the transfer station. We're closing that out. That was a steep grant.
yep.
You can't have more than one steep grant going at the same time. So now we want to be able to,
Get
and the
another,
thing is, when we go for another steep grant, we typically, for steep grants, you've got to put up 20%, I think it was.
that's normal though, right?
I think
20%
it's normal.
matching. Or not matching, what is it called? Yeah,
And then, in fact, going back to the grant that Kristen got from FEMA, with the thing from FEMA with the $6,000, if the town had been matching, it would have been $12,000, but we would have had to put up 6,000. However, the way this grant works is you don't have to put up the money, you can get the 6,000.
Whose grant is it? State or federal?
That's FEMA,
FEMA.
federal.
So again,
Is this guaranteed? If you apply, it's guaranteed, or is there a structure that you don't know if you're gonna get it or not?
you don't know if you're gonna get it.
Okay, because some you know and some you don't know.
Yes, and primarily for us, almost all of them we don't know.
Okay,
And I will say that one of the things that Christine did was when we didn't get a grant over the years, it was something I was able to share at the CCM conference that I went to a grant writing class that they offered. And in it, they have all these people from all these different towns, and they didn't cover something that I thought was pretty important, which was Chris, when over the years, when we didn't get the grant that she applied for, she went out to see what the other people put in
of course,
that got the grant.
yes.
So
of
she
course.
could understand, and that's how she learned. This just means that we need serious grant writing support. And the person that we're talking about, Hanson,
Tracy,
is also a grant writer. So, and if we're, talking about having some more grant writing, and also in interviewing candidates for the executive assistant position, one of the things we're looking for is grant writing. And we do have at least one candidate or two that have that.
is that, I'll wait. Are we gonna talk about that in executive session?
We will get into the details of
Okay, so
those
I'll wait,
positions
I'll wait.
and the
for questions.
applicants. Mhm. All right, so that was quite a bit of time to spend on that. I'm sorry. But there's been a lot going on and I wanted to make sure I got you at least caught up.
You did.
Thank you. Here from boards, commissions, committees. I don't, Mr. Miller, you're not on a committee, right?
I feel like,
Are you trying to speak? Can you come off mute? It's a little button in the left-hand corner on the bottom that looks like a microphone. Okay. This happens. Old business, we don't have anything in particular. New business, finalized list of items to be included in the public hearing town meeting.
did we have anything that we have to list in old business? Or just because we have none, we don't put
We don't just
anything?
don't have any old business follow-up on it this time.
Okay,
New business, finalized list of items to be included in the public hearing town meeting. So, calendar right here. You have
Which one?
in this, the long one.
Yes.
This one, yes.
yeah, I got it.
You have a few items. Okay. One of them is, what do you have on top? The first thing you've got is the Lakewood subdivision. So I got some history about this because Christine was handling this one. And so I was kind of in the dark. Anyway, I've gotten information about it. So the Lakewood subdivision, and if you look at the next page, you'll see a diagram. This is at Ashford Lake. Ashford Lake?
Oh.
Lakewoods Lane. Lakewoods Lane is over by Ashford Lake.
Correct. Yep.
So there was a subdivision put in some time ago. And the road was not accepted by the town because it wasn't in shape to be accepted by the town. So it has now been cleaned up. What was done has been done. It was inspected. And it had a few cracks or whatever, it needed those filled and some sealant, and then it passed muster, it passed inspection. So we have had the attorney for the Lakewood Lane folks has been in contact with us and has been quite patient waiting for us to get to a town meeting. Again, I didn't have the information to work with. And we also had other things I think ought to be on the same town meetings, so we don't put out the money for the ad, et cetera, and hold the meeting with only one thing on it. So, so these are the items that I'm suggesting be on there. And this meeting, I'd like you to just look at them and consider which ones you think should be on there. And I will ask you, probably we may have to have a special meeting where I get the exact wording from the attorney for each of these to make sure for the announcement.
Where is this? Where is,
So this is at Ashford Lake.
Ashford Lake, excuse me. Okay,
If you look down at the, let's see, where can you look? And I know there's really small writing over here on your left, but it doesn't matter because
yeah.
this is just showing where the road is.
Oh,
You
this
see
is
the road?
Moon Road. Okay, got it.
Lakewoods Lane. And that's how much that the town would be accepting.
Okay, so what, tell me, what would they be?
In fact, we already have part of it, I believe. You're seeing where the dash lines are?
Right,
That's what we're talking about.
okay,
Okay? So it was not, like I said, it was not in good order for us to accept it, and the town doesn't want to take on roads that haven't been maintained to a degree from these development projects and are not adequately constructed. We don't want to take on responsibility for them unless they are. So what you'll see if you flip, that was just a picture to show you the road. You look like you have a question.
no, I'll wait.
Okay. Here's a field report, which said, and has a picture.
Wheels are turning.
Sorry,
No, the wheels are turning. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
picture there shows the cracks that were there. Those have been sealed. They've been filled and sealed. And what was written at the time, I wrote it
By who?
by the Lakewoods Lane folks. The people that built it or assumed responsibility for it.
Is this is a road, not a driveway?
That's a road.
Okay.
Okay, so and it said there was an inspection, what you see on this, there was an inspection done. It said they wanted the cracks repaired. And let's see, who was this? They had the inspector there. And it was copies, Mike D'Amato, our zoning enforcement officer, got the copies, et cetera. Okay, and it said the overall pavement condition was found to be in very good condition with only a small localized area of shoulder cracking, approximately 40, I think that says feet, in the eastbound lane across from the residence at 53 Lakewoods Lane.
Yeah.
We recommend this area be crack sealed to prevent water infiltration and further damage, which was done. And I got confirmation from the attorney from the company that is handling this particular case,
Mhm.
because they had to have an attorney. I got confirmation from her on May 3rd, not knowing anything about this. And then I also have gotten information about what they used to fix it.
So what exactly are we saying here?
What we would be putting forth to the town is that the town will assume ownership of the road. So we'll be putting that forth at the public hearing to explain what this is. And then at the town meeting, the people in the town meeting will vote.
So it's considered
We can't assume it ourselves
it's a private road.
right now.
At this point.
Right now, that is.
What other road is there there? Is there only one road?
It's only the
Where's the
road we care
lake?
about.
Where's the lake? In this,
You're gonna have
here.
to, there's a
Oh,
thing
the
right there.
tiny
that
little
shows it.
thing of the lake.
Yep.
So is this a cul-de-sac?
Is it a what?
Is this?
They look like cul-de-sacs.
Okay, so my question is, just for. There is a road on Ashford Lake, and it's usually a community like Chaffee Lake that is private and they have HOAs.
Lake Chaffee also has a road that's owned by the town.
Which road is that?
Two,
Lakeview Drive and Old Town Road.
Lakeview Drive and Old Town
The
Road,
two main roads. Is this this is the main road over in
Chaffee,
Ashford Lake.
Ashford Lake.
This is the main road.
Yes.
So this is not an unusual thing. This was just a thing that we're not going to accept a road that is not in decent shape.
To take over.
Yes,
Okay.
with a part of a development.
Got it.
And they have been anxiously waiting for this to happen. It's been through town council. It went through Rich Roberts. He's worked on
This is
this.
Rich Roberts.
He is the head of Halloran and Sage. And he's the one who works with planning and zoning on pretty much everything they have.
Okay.
So
this
that's
is
already been approved.
Through Mike, this is all approved.
Yep.
What are they looking for from us?
What we're gonna be doing is looking at what do we want on that town meeting, public hearing and town meeting agenda,
Yep.
okay? So right now I'm just taking you through this, so you know what it is. Okay, then we have another one.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Just see if this comes up. Thank goodness. We have peddling and soliciting.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I've shared with you that we've had an issue with peddlers in town.
Really?
Overly aggressive, faking their IDs, faking things that say they have an authorization, that they've been authorized by the town. Okay, to the point where,
Have we called the police?
have I called the police?
Yeah.
No, I've encouraged other people to call the police. If it doesn't happen to me, I can't really call the police.
Right.
But what has happened, and you may not have seen it, but on like Ashford Community Connections, whatever, I've shared with the public what a permit for peddling looks like. So a permit for peddling in this town is a sheet of paper this size that has at the top, it's got what company it is, whatever. Then it's got who the individual is that's the peddler. peddling for them.
That sounds so funny.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Peddling and
It's
soliciting.
like snake oil.
Okay, we could call it soliciting. We can either call it peddling or soliciting, whichever you choose.
Soliciting, I think, is great.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
There is, can be quite a
Big
difference. Big difference. Anyway, so I've let the public know that, hey, you should see something. They should be able to present to you a piece of paper that says, this is the company we're working for. This is who I am. This is my home address. This is my, this is a copy of my license or my passport. It's a copy, a color copy.
Wowee.
Oh, yeah, that's what we do for peddler's permit. And it says how long they can peddle. Okay, like what date to what date. Solicit, how long they can solicit.
Okay.
So, and it has the town seal on it because it's done in the town clerk's office.
Oh.
So what's happened is, we had a company, starts with an F, Frontier, right. So 12 people came and got peddler's permits. They were Opal Marketing and they were peddling for Frontier. For, signing people up for accounts. So when they were doing so they were approved. And they
By
paid
who?
$10.
By who? You?
No, town clerk's
Town
office.
clerk.
I didn't even know. Okay, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They were approved and they were approved, they paid $10 each. So in our ordinance, it says that if you pay $10, you could peddle here up to a year. If you pay $2, you can peddle for a week. And this is as of 1965. So peddling and soliciting then isn't what it is now. Isn't what it is now.
Mhm.
Now, these companies have other mechanisms for selling to you. They've got phone numbers, they've got addresses, they can email, and email addresses, they've got your home addresses, they can do it that. So the situations that we've had in our town, there's 2 women in particular who reached out to me. And they said, each one separately, someone had come to their place. They live up off the main road, couldn't see a car. A guy came up, walking around the property. One of them was in her horse barn, walking around the property. Her dog realized someone was there. She came out, person's walking around her house. Okay. She said she wasn't interested and for him to leave, and he wouldn't leave. Kept trying to peddle, solicit. Okay, these is what has happened, and this is serious stuff. So the woman lives alone. Okay. So that was about 5:30 at night. Another night or two later, you're already pink. Another night or two later, I think it was the next night. No, 2 nights later. Another one shows up. It's 7:30 at night, walking around her place. This one, she was saying, I am not interested, get off my property. And he kept trying to sell to her. They're very aggressive. Then he said, can I get a drink of water? She was out in her yard. It was to get up to the house.
Did she call the police?
She called. So, okay, so bear with me. I've got a kind of a funny one. I've got a kind of a funny one that's not so funny. A guy calls me up and he said, you're not going to hear this from anybody else, I'm sure. He said, peddler came from Frontier, came around to the back of the house while his wife was out on the deck working with her computer and her phone. And he kept interrupting her, trying to sell her Frontier. And what happened was she was saying, no, I'm working kind of thing. And he wasn't really leaving. Husband comes home, he kicks him off the property. The next day, another one comes out, either that one or another one comes out, the husband's home. He says from inside the house, I'm indisposed. You need to go away. Peddler comes around to the back, looks in the sliders. The guy's sitting naked in his own living room, which he can do. But that's how aggressive they are. So that one, we all laughed, okay? I know you're not finding it funny, but it was so shocking.
I've been shocked.
Okay, so that was one. So what I did was I reached out to
I
the,
can't say in record, on record.
yeah, okay, but I'm letting you know, these are some, and then other people complained about, the person who was selling books, 9 o'clock at night, pounding on the door, and had already been there twice before. So with that one, with that particular one, because there were multiple complaints, and there were other people on Facebook saying, this guy's great, they were educational books, came from the Midwest, they bring them in.
I know.
So with that one, I called him up and I said, how long do you, well, I said, let me tell you something about Ashford. I said, the only people who show up at your house before 9 o'clock in the morning or after 7 o'clock at night are your family, your neighbors, or friends.
Amazon.
And I said, and by the way, many people in this town,
They don't go to the back door.
I said, by the way, many people in this town have guns. And I said, how long do you think you're going to continue, with your book thing here in Ashford? And he was working in Wellington that day, and he said, I'll be done by the end of next week. He had a year's thing to do it. End of next week, and he stopped. With the ones from Frontier, we only issued 12 permits to the people from Opal Marketing. We did not issue any to Frontier at all. Frontier made up fake badges with our town symbol on it at the tree. Had lanyards that made it look like they had a pass from the
Can we
town.
have them arrested?
I'm looking at this. So bear with me. I want you to think about this. What I did was I called up the CEO of Frontier, and I called the CEO of Opal Marketing. Opal Marketing, I got through to someone, and she said, well, you need to prove it. You should send pictures. So, okay. So then I mentioned to people on Facebook, I said, if it's not endangering you, take a picture of these people. And then I also told them, this is what the thing should look like. If they don't have this, they're not on the up and up. And the Frontier person went to our house when my husband was home
Oh, joy.
with an Opal Marketing person. But I don't know if that one had a thing. But the Frontier person did not have authorization and was wearing a lanyard or something that made it look like he did. So my husband knows all about marketing. And so he listened to it. He was amused. And what ended up happening was the hard sell was, give me your account number with, who do we have? We got somebody else. Give me your account number with them so I can look and whatever. We're not giving our account number out to someone we just comes up to our door. And what the guy said was, look, this is kind of like a just-in-time offer. Because my husband said, I'd like to talk to my wife. Good man. And the guy said, he was pushing him. And Jeff went like this and he said, get off my property, shut the door. So again, very aggressive, and they're lying. And I know that for some people, it's an advantage. They get somebody coming to the door, but there's also a fear. There's a fear they're going to take advantage of an older person.
Correct.
Who is, a lot of our older people are very gracious. They might even let them into the house.
For a drink of water.
Or even to have the conversation and give them the account information. So I had one woman who I didn't know, but she's a little more feisty than others, I guess, because what she did was they came to her place. She didn't know any better, and she took their offer. Okay. But she had 30 days when you take the offer. So, and it was for less than what she was paying for Charter. I think it's Charter, whatever they're called. Yeah, Spectrum, which is what we have. And so in the courts, I don't know where I was when I was talking with her. We were talking about peddlers, and I told her about these things and what Frontier was doing. And she said, I signed up with them. She said, I'm so irritated at the fact that they've been just doing this like this. She called them up. She called them up and she said, I'm canceling. And she went back to Spectrum and she got a free phone and a lower rate. I said, cool. She said, well, if you hadn't told me what was going on, I wouldn't have known. So and Facebook's just one vehicle.
Right.
And even, with, what I did was I rescinded all of the 12 peddlers passes that Opal Marketing had. And that's when I told them, when I called them. So when we look at this, I mean, there's been a couple of suggestions about this. This thing is old. And this one says you get fined. And what I've told people, if they don't have a pass from the town, a permit from the town, tell them you're calling the police. They're trespassing on your property.
Are we gonna put that in the citizen?
We will, whatever we're going to be putting on for the call for our meeting, our hearing and town meeting will be in the citizen.
Got it.
Okay, what we do need to do is go, how do we want to handle this? And I have not had a conversation with town council about, can we say no permit, no peddling, no soliciting in our town? Door to door. Or would we have something somebody else suggested, which is if people don't want someone coming to their home to peddle or solicit, that their address can be put on a list and that could be provided to the people who are soliciting.
Like a business, no soliciting,
No, it's you don't go on that property or the police will be called.
or you just put no trespassing.
Well, some people had no trespassing signs up and they still came on.
Yeah, and Chafee, what I've done there is we used to have a big problem with that.
Yeah.
The soliciting and stuff.
'Cause you're close.
It'd go right in your house. And so we've had a lot of problems.
Come up here so they could hear you.
Yeah. People end up calling me up, be quite honest with you. And they say, there's peddlers in the area,
Yeah.
or solicitors is what they call. And they say, we don't know who they are. They don't have a permit. Their car is parked down the street. They're just walking from house to house. I actually go out and confront them.
Yep,
Okay. And I kick them off the lake, period.
good.
Okay. All of them,
Yep.
regardless of what they have for credentials. I've never seen one of those permits yet. But I've Frontier, Spectrum.
People selling the steaks. Oh,
That's what I was gonna say, the frozen food
people
guys.
like them, but really?
That's fine. That's fine, but.
And then some other
You wanna
ones.
call them to your house? Fine.
Yeah.
But we don't want the solicitation around the
Well,
lake.
another suggestion, there's been a couple of suggestions. One is about having that kind of a list that people can put their addresses
I
on.
need to be excused.
We're gonna hold on.
You go.
Okay. And the other was, give me a second. Was that they need to do a mailer to the houses and those people will agree to meet with them.
Yeah, as long as they're invited in, that's one thing. And like I said,
I don't say invited in,
well,
that can go there to solicit,
right.
period.
Well, like the neighbors will call me and say, hey, there's a car in the area.
Good.
I take a ride. I come up behind the car. I find who it is. I'll find them and usually it only takes me a minute or two to find out who they are. And I will confront them. And I will say, you're not allowed in this area. There's no solicitation allowed on the lake, period.
Yep.
The minute you get off that state road, that's where it is. That's where it ends, right there. And I said, we'll take legal action. Okay, I take a picture of all of them. Okay, and that usually scares them away.
So we have a situation.
Take a picture, yeah.
I take a picture of them and I say, we're
It
gonna have
works.
legal action.
It does
if you
work.
don't- If you don't leave, and they leave and they have not been back in months. I haven't seen a solicitor probably in 6 months.
Good.
So,
Well, I've been doing my thing too.
yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen one of your permits. you've given me a permit before.
And what I did
And
was I put
distributed
something
them.
together that shows it, but I had to do it in a certain way so that people couldn't duplicate it.
Yeah, the thing you showed me, you gave me like,
Yes,
one that was like
a form.
yeah, like what it would look like. And I handed them out at the meetings.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you.
One of the meetings we had earlier in the year. I
You
handed
know,
them out.
this is where, we're gonna need some public input to see if they agree, but I think that it would be good if we had a plan.
Absolutely.
I think I heard when I left, soliciting through postcards and mail. Is that considered the same?
No,
That's not.
they want to do that, they're perfectly free to do that. They have other.
And that's my house when I'm interacting with them.
This
I
is
tell
modern
them,
age. They don't have to come up to your door.
if you're invited to the lake, that's one. If you're not invited, don't come here to solicit.
Right.
And I say you can be invited by mail, phone calls, Facebook, whatever you want to do, they can invite you there. And when I come see you, because I will, you can say, hey, this person invited me, and we're going to go to the door together.
Well, and I can tell you that a few of the people who did get the permits looked a little sketchy.
Mhm.
So coming up to your door, whether they had the permit or not,
Yeah.
would be nerve-wracking.
I don't know what your, I
And
don't know what your criteria for vetting these people is, which I don't need to know.
the town clerk's office does that.
Yeah. I
And
just know for myself that the neighbors around appreciate that I'm around. that
yes, I bet.
And it's usually at night, and I'm usually home from work at,
Yeah,
late
they'll
after.
catch you when people get home from work.
I got nothing to do most of the time.
Like I
Or I'm
No to
riding,
that.
or, you know what I mean? Or I'm riding around, going from a meeting to another meeting or from something. So I'm very.
So for those on the public, Mr. Miller or whatever, this is chapter 228 in the town ordinances, which are out on the town website, easy to find. Peddling and soliciting. And it lays out what this is. And notice, they said nothing in this chapter shall be construed to prohibit or to require a permit for sales by farmers or gardeners of the produce or gardens, or for sale and distribution of milk, teas, coffee, spices, bakery goods, fish, meats, and other food products, nor shall the provisions hereof apply to youngsters under 16 years of age who are residents of the town. So think of the scouts coming to your door to sell cookies or whatever.
They can still do that.
Yes, they can still do that.
Got it.
So what I think I'd like to do, if you're of a mind that this is something we want to get onto that town meeting, I will take this out to town council and go, what can we do with this to help protect our residents?
Can we add in there
That's a good
the
idea.
frozen food guys that come around? I'd like to not see that.
You'd not like to not see that. Got it.
That's just.
Oh, the Omaha steaks.
Well, it's
What about the
Omaha
ice
steaks.
cream?
It's just.
Isn't there an ice cream?
There's Schwann's, there's.
Schwann's.
I don't, and they don't really, well, I guess they did, because I caught them a couple times. I told them the same thing. But I said, if you're invited, that's one thing.
Right.
And I said, everybody knows where Schwann's is and how to get it.
Well, what if they're like, oh, I got referred by somebody that didn't invited me?
Fine, show me. Let's go. And I'll go right up to the door with you.
So if Catherine has
If
Schwann's
she
coming
has Schwann's,
and she's like, oh, I think you should go see Tess,
Right.
and they come to my door, I would be like,
No. Tell them to get off the property if you don't want to see them.
I say, did Tess invite you to look at your stuff?
What I really want to do is ensure that the public has the power to say, get off my property, you're trespassing, I'm going to call the police.
correct.
That's it. And so
So all
we
you
have
need to
enough
say.
people in there
Yeah.
for them to be able to do that and have some.
Anyway,
can do that.
but they can do that anyway.
They could do it, but the thing is, you really can't do anything about it because the police would say, well, they got an ordinance.
They don't do anything. The police,
So we need
Well,
an
I can-
ordinance for them.
Many times I can get them to do something.
We
yes,
need an ordinance for them to comply.
Yeah, what's
What's
happening
hearing?
is the police, you give them the ordinance. Okay, and whatever the ordinance says is what is enforceable.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's about peddling. The other one is about voting. Okay, so what's been asked for, and this is a little,
Thing you came.
this is great.
you thought I forgot.
Just look,
So we had a situation where someone was complaining about, it was at Lake Chafee. Lake,
About-
no, Ashford Lake,
regarding,
It was Ashford.
sorry,
what was it regarding?
regarding, 4th of July.
Oh,
Boats.
Lake Chase. Oh, boats on 4th of July?
Yeah, well, they were kind of complaining, they timed it for just before the 4th of July.
Okay.
And we have an ordinance that says that it started in 1962. And it started after a while after the creation, if you will, of Lake Chafee. Lake Chafee is a man-made lake.
Right.
Okay, it is a private lake.
Right.
So the complaint is that there were boats in the swimming area or something. And actually, what they were going to have was a regatta, a thing for 4th of July,
Mhm.
which I swear to God, every lake has.
Mhm.
it's just part of the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So these people were being very specific about, that it says, no floats shall be over 50 feet in front of an owner's property. No boats or distance shall be measured from the property building lines. No boats are permitted in the swimming area at the association's private beach or within the areas designated by buoys or within 50 feet of any swimmer, float, rowboat, canoe, or sailboat except when docking.
Well, good Lord.
The operator shall be responsible for his actions, of course. If the identity of the operator cannot be determined, the owner of the boat will be responsible. So these people that were making the complaint, expressing their concerns, were saying, they were afraid of boats coming into the swimming area. Well, there was no designated swimming area with buoys and whatever. And this says
50 feet.
within, except when docking.
Yeah.
So if they're docking,
Yeah.
and they were complaining about canoes that are stacked at Lake Chaffee on these special things that are put there for canoes.
We don't have,
And,
it's like, that has to be like,
okay, but there's no reference to that, but there were a number of things they were complaining about. They don't live here, but they have property here that they rent out.
gotcha.
So, what was the other thing? So I looked up the regulations, the state, I was here till almost 11 o'clock at night on a Friday night before 4th of July.
Nice.
Getting back to them. Actually, it was the Wednesday night because we were closed on the 4th of July. But I wanted to get back to them before the 4th of July thing. And they had also copy pasted this, if you will, into their email, but they added in a line of something that they were concerned about as if it was part of the ordinance, and it was not. So I went and I checked. I talked with one of the leaders over at Lake Chaffee, and found out that, Lake Chaffee's listed in a book of, lakes in Connecticut and that kind of thing, but it's a private lake and there is no access by the public. So one of the concerns they had was about boats coming in from everywhere, which is not the case.
Mhm.
So they wanted us to enforce this ordinance, but there was nothing I could see that Lake Chaffee was doing that was in violation of this ordinance.
Right.
But at Lake Chaffee, I got a request for us to take down this ordinance.
Okay.
Okay, that it was put up a few years after the lake was created, and it's really passé at this point.
Yeah, we have our own ordinances about.
You have your own ordinances, which to me seems appropriate for a private lake. So this is one, and these are the only lakes that I know of that are private lakes here. Well, the people have their own, but so with this, it says, here it says, no refuse, garbage, or grass cuttings or debris shall be dumped or deposited in Lake Chaffee or Ashford Lake.
Yeah, that's the same exact ordinance, or probably word for word that we have on our
This is
website.
the one you have on your,
I believe it's the exact, that passage you just read.
yeah.
I think.
That's
the
just that
exact
one.
ordinance that we had from 1960.
So with this one, this is a kind of one I'm not sure of.
Mhm.
I haven't talked to council about it because I didn't want to waste money until I talked to you. And also, I guess I'm going to find out. I did ask what they had at Lake Chaffee, and I didn't get an answer back.
It's
So what they have is their rules.
Oh, we have ordinances. They're posted on our website.
Oh, you're Chaffee.
Yep.
Ashford Lake
Oh.
is what I need to get.
My question is, okay, I'll wait, sorry.
Again, this was based upon a person's complaint, a couple's complaint. And
A couple of complaints or
no,
a couple?
one couple.
Okay, got it.
But the request was by Ashford Lake, someone in their association, one of the heads of their association, to get rid of this ordinance because these people were referring to this maybe instead of what they already have for their
They
lake.
have what they already have?
No, I haven't gotten that.
You should look at that.
I did ask, but I haven't gotten it.
Okay.
Look at
Well,
Consider-
Let me get that. And then I was thinking, what about the other places we've got around here? I never hear about these kinds of complaints at all.
Well, like that one you were talking about there where
Docking,
boats in the swimming area.
right,
Okay, at our main beach, well, actually at both beaches, we have our beach is here.
Yeah.
And next to it on the same piece of property, there's a pipe, the swim ropes go out. That's the designated swim area. That's the beach. On the other side, it's a little grassy area. That's where boats can come in off the lake, not to be launched from the beach,
Understood,
but they can come in if they want to use the beach,
understood.
you know, but they are still not
Okay, got it.
allowed in that area.
And some people have on the lake, they have, bear with me. They,
Both of our beaches are designated with ropes and buoys.
For boats to come in,
No, for the swimming area.
The swimming.
They should not, boats should not be. in.
correct.
And I was gonna ask, if you do go with this ordinance thing, if you update it or whatever, look at what we
it
have.
would be, he was saying to get rid of it.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
It
don't,
might give us more teeth. You know, if we said these are the town ordinances as well as our ordinances.
Correct.
so
And then the
in this
state-
particular
much
case, they were
restrict-
using the town ordinance against Ashford Lake. Okay.
I'd like to
and-
work with you.
And what, I can certainly share, what I can make back. Which was, I went through everything and I went out and I looked at the boater's guide for Connecticut or whatever it is, and it says where the lakes are. It mentions that lake and everything. It says, I think it says it's a private lake, public access not allowed kind of thing. They were also asking about all boats requiring a Connecticut number should have a lot number on both sides of the stern.
And
And
that's
then,
what I was gonna ask you there. That's probably good for us. We didn't think of that.
well, I think Mike D'Amato said the legislation's changed and there's very specific legislation for
That
it.
you have to, right?
It's about what it should be and how it should be.
Correct.
He has a sticker that you have to put on the boat now.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean that you're a resident or anything else. It's just a state of Connecticut thing that has your name.
It's right, you're
and address
registered
on
with
it.
the state of having that.
And it's not really registered with the state. It's just a sticker in case the boat is overturned. And
Oh, to get it back to the owner.
Mhm.
They know who the owner is. Should we be looking in the water for a drowning victim?
Exactly.
Things like that. That's a new sticker they just came out with.
That's the thing we're talking.
It's not a registration. They just hand these stickers out. You put it on your boat.
So the people weren't asking about that, but that's what, somebody from Lake Chaffee volunteered to me that there had been Mike D'Amato said there'd been a legislative change,
Yeah.
what that was.
Yeah.
And then he and the inland wetlands agent threw this whole thing over to me. Said, you need to get your answers from Catherine.
Well, I mean, if you want to go
Like,
on
I
and
know.
look at our website,
I will, I will,
.net,
I will, I'll take a
download
look.
all the ordinances and
I'll take a look.
at
This is
what
another one to
makes sense.
consider. Maybe not, but maybe it would be a change or whatever.
Yeah, you might want to update it or,
Yeah.
Well, I can
some
see
ideas.
here on D, no person shall commit or create a nuisance on the lake. But again,
Doesn't say,
what define nuisance?
Right, exactly.
no water skiing or aquaplaning or surfboards.
And no
We don't do
person
that.
shall operate a vessel in a reckless manner so as to endanger the person or property of another. That would be
That's
a
probably-
nuisance.
That's
Yeah.
probably good.
Yeah.
So for us here in town,
Mhm.
the town government,
Yeah.
we don't have anybody to
Enforce.
enforce this.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next.
So-
Somebody that'll go around.
We literally, the way we've been enforcing things is through fines that are issued and they're coming from either inland wetlands or they're coming from zoning enforcement or the building inspector. Denial of permits, those kinds of things. Eastern Highlands is another one. But in terms of some of these other ones, we don't have a local person
Right.
to do this. We haven't hired a police person,
Mhm.
although Troop C, they're pretty responsive when I call them.
Mhm.
And the new liaison, our new guy, came out to see me.
Mhm.
And he had been managing in another town, he'd been managing their, like a local police force, if you will.
Yeah.
And they were enforcing the ordinances and doing all of that. We can't afford that.
Yeah, well, we're trying as a group, we try to enforce the ordinances.
Yeah.
If there's somebody parked in the swimming area or launching boats from the swimming area, I have a problem with it. I have a big problem with it.
Yep.
We can't allow that to keep happening. So we do have a boat launch. It's a boat launch, that's what it's for.
Exactly.
But there's quite a few people that come with their, what's the stand-up boards, paddle boards or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
paddle
they have those and kayaks and they carry them down the beach and they throw them in the water and they go from there. And we try to say, no, you can't do that. We have signs up, we have a gate across, all kinds of stuff, but it still happens.
Mhm.
And that's why I was wondering if we could put up the town ordinances, can we call,
Who?
like, who do I call? Yeah, can I call the state police and say, hey, they're not only violating our ordinances, they're violating the town ordinance as well. You know, and that's only if I don't get any response by being Mr. Nice Guy and saying, hey, you can't be doing that, get him out of here. Right, most of the time that works. Sometimes it doesn't. So I just wanted to know if I had some backup.
What was the movie, Roadhouse? It'd be nice
Yeah,
until you're
That
not,
would be nice,
until you're not nice. Then we'll see. Okay, so those were
These are town,
ordinances.
yeah, but these are for, excuse me, this is for a town meeting?
It's for consideration. Our consideration is do we want to change the voting ordinance? Do we want to change the peddling and soliciting ordinance? And if so, we have to do that fairly quickly, get it written up, get it out there for the public to see what it is. And then have it you put it up in a public hearing and a town meeting.
Are we overstretching for us to be in the town, or are they just two separate entities? They're private. They deal with their.
It's
people?
not,
Well, one thing I would like to see is the soliciting one.
the soliciting definitely.
I hate that, and I prefer not to have.
Right.
Period.
No, I have a question too.
Because we don't have that in our ordinances about soliciting that I'm aware of.
Since it's a private lake and the main road on the private lake is Lake Woods, that would have nothing to do with
You're talking about town road or
town road.
could you just?
No, there's no access. There's just no access
Yeah,
by the public, period, from any road. That's,
Right, I'm just saying. Because it's a private lake, the road that would have access to that,
is Lakeview Drive, it's the town road.
it's a town road. Is there any conflict there?
That's why I figured if we had like the peddler permit,
Yeah,
if we didn't have it or say,
a little louder so the public can hear.
except for Lake Chaffee, you know, you have this peddler permit except for Lake Chaffee or something like that. That would be kind of a nice thing because we didn't put any solicitation stuff in our new ordinances. We just passed.
Okay, we would never put something that says except for something,
No,
really.
well, I mean, you noted it in there for the boating ordinance.
Forget voting right now. Let's talk peddler. You were just talking peddler.
Well, I'm just thinking, like she was saying, is there a conflict? Because we're going around trying to kick people off the association roads for peddling.
Yeah,
it's not an association
Now the
road.
town road, Lakeview Drive and Old Town Road are not
this would be for all roads,
right.
all town roads.
Yeah, but all town.
That's what this is for.
But we don't want solicitation.
At all,
I
at Lake
understand.
Chaffee.
Lake Chaffee,
I understand.
okay?
So if we're saying, if we
So if we had an
order
order,
with, we do not want solicitation in our town.
yes.
Okay, that's,
But I'm saying if you were granting permits to do this, to do solicitation, could you have an exception for Ashford Lake and Lake Chaffee that we don't want it over there, period? Because our ordinance would say no solicitation, but yet Lakeview Drive and Old Town Road are town roads.
Correct.
That's what I'm trying to make the distinction.
okay, so hang in here.
Okay,
My thought is no peddling, period.
okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
if we were going to slice and dice and it was going to be, we were going to do something else, then we would look at, except for these, I'm going to call private communities.
Right.
Okay.
So, yeah, so we can have our own, the state has theirs, usually whatever is most local is the more strict.
So what I'd like to find out,
Right.
and from town council is, can we say in the town of Ashford, there is no peddling, door-to-door peddling or soliciting?
But
That's
that
why-
has to be approved by the town itself.
Yes, but
Yes.
first I need to find out if it's legal,
Correct.
okay?
Yep.
So
I know we can do that at Lake Chaffee, but I'm not sure about on the town road.
All right.
That's where I'm a little wishy-washy.
right,
You know what I mean?
right. Okay. I thought.
There was a case during the 1770s where peddlers from New York were coming into Ashford and other communities in Connecticut. Ashford people warned them to stay out.
Mhm.
Back then.
Couple of guys came back they tarred and feathered them.
That sounds like. a-
As opposed
we
to,
could do-
we got somebody got.
Doesn't work.
All right. History.
I'm getting tired.
I know you are. And so what I want to do is take us through, let's see, where are we? So that's giving you this. I don't know that we can finalize the list, but at least you've seen what the list is,
Correct.
okay?
Can you email that to us and we can give you feedback separately to this finalized list?
Sure,
Okay.
you have the items in
You
your,
have it, but this is not finalized. You have to go to council. Can you?
oh, and what I'll do is that, yes, okay? So
And then you set the date for the public hearing.
we will set the date. So I was looking at dates, potential dates, and I don't want to make it final yet. Potential dates for the public hearing. Wherever we can, we try to make sure it lines up with the Ashford Citizen. So we can put it on the front.
Okay.
I happen to know for September, the Ashford Citizen is going to have Family Day on the front.
Mhm.
They always do.
Yep.
So what I'm thinking is, for the Ashford Citizen arrives at people's homes somewhere around the first of the month, if not sometimes earlier.
Close, yeah.
So we're supposed to give at least 5 days' notice for a town meeting public hearing. So right now, I'm tentatively looking at if we have choices. We've had people complain because, oh, you're doing it on a Monday night, I can't get there. We could do it on a Saturday.
You do it on any night and everybody's gonna have a problem.
Right.
Oh, but I see it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, certain people love to do that.
Yeah.
As if we're hiding things, and we're not, honestly not. We aren't that clever.
So if it comes out on the first, people might not see it until Monday. So if they had 5 days,
I was thinking if we were doing it on a Monday, it would be at the 12th of
that's
October.
Columbus Day.
Ah, good point.
So it would be the 13th or the 19th.
13th or the
suggest.
19th, yes. And the 19th, we have a Board of Selectmen meeting, so it would be in all likelihood before our meeting. And what we would do is we would put something out that says something to the effect of the public hearing town meeting will start at 6:30. And then we'd we'd cancel our regular selectmen's meeting and say that the meeting, a special meeting would start on or about 7:00 or whenever the other meeting ends.
That's right. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That sounds good.
So that was my thinking. I was really trying to, I was really trying to get it on for September. But I just don't think we're gonna have the wording all done by then. That we need to have.
If you end up not doing an ordinance for solicitation, can you let me know, email me or something, or text me something? Only because
I don't,
I never thought.
that's the one I really want,
Yeah,
personally, because of all the complaints.
right.
And I realize there's some people who are going to say, well, no, I liked it when they came to the door. I wouldn't have been able to get those steaks at that price or didn't know about them. But there've been too many things.
There've been a lot of bad things happen.
Yeah, and they're really aggressive and they're lying. That's the thing, is they're lying.
At the lake, we have a lot of single women that live
Okay.
at the lake.
So a potential date of October, was it 19th? Thank you.
Yeah, I said.
September, no,
Yeah, thank you. That's why I have it down here.
it's Family Day. That's
Oh.
going on the cover.
Gotcha. Okay.
So October's cover will be this town meeting.
That's what I was thinking. It would make it really obvious. We can put it inside, but they wouldn't see it. And we'll make sure we advertise it everywhere we can. And what's going to be on it.
Sure.
Okay, Board and Commission appointments.
Oh, good Lord.
Okay.
Where are we? See,
So I sent you a write-up. Did you read it? I responded to your email about appointments. So give me a second. And I'll just share the highlights, okay? The two people,
when did you send it?
I sent it the day after you emailed me. Took me a while.
You know what? I never saw it, Catherine, until just now. Never saw it.
All right, so let
But
me,
it's okay. You
I just
walk
wanna
me
talk-
through it. Yep.
okay, I'll just take you through it. Couple things. that you had asked about, but I think the thing that was important that we were just about to cover was the board and commission appointments. So give me a second. I just want to, I think I have it in here.
I'll go back to my seat. You don't need me up here.
Oh, there's one more thing as well that I forgot on the selectmen's briefing is that we did have our meeting with ASME on Friday, our negotiations, union negotiations. And they were to send me the updated version today for us to look at.
Where's this on?
I didn't have it on here. I would have added it had we received because it's a regular meeting, I can add, or we can add. I did not receive the updated one, but I will tell you the negotiations went very well.
Okay.
And you can attest to
Yeah.
that. We won't talk about what's in them
Correct.
because we haven't approved them ourselves.
Correct.
Okay, but very, very well.
And well, as
They-
well as negotiation could possibly be.
Could possibly be.
I've been in negotiations in the past. People will be at each other. But
What was that?
People would be at
people
each
will be
other.
at each other.
Oh, at each other.
Yeah.
No, wasn't like that at all.
Yeah, that was for the,
And there were, and you saw it in the first one where it was kind of like, you know what, we reconsidered that, whatever kind of thing, which was very nice. And the people that have been involved have been really good at it.
okay, boards and commissions.
Boards and commissions, so did I print it? And you know what? I printed a copy
Which one?
for you. It would have been with this because we can't go back and forth with emails or make any kinds of what look like decisions in emails. Because that would be an illegal meeting. So what I did was I responded to you. And just so you'd have the information.
Out there.
Okay, so I'll just do it in summary. So we have two people who Keith Lipker sent an email about to put on the transfer station committee. We now know that one of them is not interested in being on there right now because he's got a lot on his platter. I had provided the information to Keith to forward to those candidates. And for what we would need to get for our consideration, because we don't take putting people on boards, commissions, committees lightly.
Mhm.
You know, maybe some things have been done like that in the past, but we're not doing that. We're looking for people who really can add. And be of value there, really be of value. And so we got this letter, you said in the parking lot tonight?
Yep, I did.
Was it on your car or something or?
Nope, he handed it to me.
I
All
saw
right,
it.
so this did not comply with what we were looking for, which was, you know, which one you want to be on? It says which one. It doesn't say why,
Mhm.
and it doesn't say what that person thinks they can bring that's of value to that group. And it could be anything like, I'm really good at documenting things or, you know, something like that.
Mhm. And that, where is that stated? Is that
I
stated?
sent that out July
No.
15th.
No.
Okay.
I understand. And I understand that that's been the rule. But where, if somebody didn't know, is there on the website, these are the criteria we're looking for?
No, but that is an excellent suggestion. And what I'll do is maybe I can get that into the Ashford Citizen
Yes.
and then out on the website.
Yeah,
Because in the past,
Tears.
you know, I know Bill was a stickler. Bill Folletti was a stickler for having that, unless he knew the person. Okay? I'm a stickler,
he knows,
whether I know the person or not.
right.
And what I've seen is the two of you do the same thing. Is you want to understand, you know, what they're going to be, you know, why they want to be there, what they're going to bring to it. So that's how we're doing it. And the thing is, we know that we need more volunteers. We want to encourage that, and we're very grateful for our volunteers. But we also want to make sure that we're putting the right people on these boards. Okay, so I had heard from Keith about the two of you for the transfer station committee. We have this from the other candidate,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have what should be
All
with
the
it.
criteria.
So I'd like to defer that for now.
Yep.
And then we have another person who had wanted to be on the Conservation Commission,
Yep.
then called me. I had him on the agenda for this because I craft these agendas for each meeting, a couple weeks in advance. As things come on, I now add them to the agenda. And then when we get to the point of trying to get the agenda finalized, I haven't forgotten anything. So that's been working better than how I was doing it before.
You should have one in your email
For,
for Betty Bartok.
I got it at 6:45 tonight.
That's why I came.
That's why I don't have it for you, but I have it in my pile here. So with this one, well, okay, this person wanted to be on the Conservation Commission, called me a few days, last week sometime, and said he didn't want to be on that commission anymore. He now wanted to be on not planning and zoning, another commission. And I gave him the instructions, sent it to him in the email. And I attached those emails to the email I sent to you. So you'd see that that's what was communicated to them. I haven't heard back. I also gave him, he wanted to be on the Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Commission. And I also sent the person with those instructions, the email address of the Inland Wetlands Commissioner, Chair. So that he could reach out, because it's also always nice to have a recommendation from that commission. Not necessarily from the chair, from the commission. They should have a conversation with the people on the commission and not just do it unilaterally. And I hope we don't sound like too much of a stickler.
No.
on this.
No, I think that's perfect.
Okay, so we have that, and the person, you said her name, Betty Bartok.
She was willing to be a secretary for.
And she wanted to be on the transfer station committee. One of the concerns I have is they've had 2 meetings this year and no minutes.
That's what she's all about.
That's what she said, that she would be glad to take minutes and whatever. She'd like to be on there for that.
And that's why I backed up.
So with that one, I think I'd like to wait until we get some more information from her. Here it is. She said,
From her or from the other candidate?
no, from her. This woman is asking to be on the Transfer Station Advisory Board,
Mhm.
which is the same thing that these guys were going to be on. So she said,
If you go out of that, not go out, but minimize that screen.
minimize it.
Don't need that.
Mystery is solved, and I want to shut this one down. Where's the X?
The top,
There you go. Could be
no,
just
no,
Not there.
no, go right there.
fine. There you go.
Okay. Mystery solved. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm too busy thinking about the other stuff. Let me get back to where I was.
Just click on the picture.
Oh, click on this. There we go. All right. So I'm going to ask Betty to provide a little bit more information, if that's okay with you. And then we will consider that in our next meeting. And I think there were 2 positions open on the transfer station advisory board. We don't have a limit on the number of people that can be on there.
No.
So that's good. All right. So that was the commission appointments. There is someone I know that is apparently interested in being on planning and zoning, I think. And I can't remember who it is.
You've got a couple things.
What am I doing here? I just want to get out of this.
OneDrive, what's that?
That's the agenda center. They don't need to be in there.
You don't need to be in.
Don't need to be in there.
Yeah.
OneDrive, I don't think I need to be in there. And I don't need to be in there. And I don't know what that is. Okay, and now we're going back to here. I better not see anything else. Good. Okay, what's the other piece here? Tax refunds. We do have tax refunds. And I have those for Peter. Also, I don't know if you saw in your packet, but you have what the Connecticut State Police calls were during the month of July. You have something that shows on this colorized to give you an idea of the kinds of calls that they had. I tried to print, it looks like this in your, it'll be there in that thing somewhere. I know I put it in all of yours.
Is that public information? Do you know?
I actually wanted to put it out in Citizen, but it doesn't fit. Here, take this for now. So, and the thing is, I sent 4 pieces to the report and I cannot print the other 3 pieces, and it doesn't say where, but it says the number of whatever. This one shows colored circles in different locations in town, and it says this was for larceny, this is for this is for that.
Is that something you could forward me or have a list of get forwarded every month or something?
Well, I hadn't thought about trying to forward it out to the public.
That would be something we would be interested in.
Why?
Because we'd like to know what's going on at the lake.
Change this for a second.
You know, if we have crimes reported or break-ins or.
I will try and figure, this thing will not fit anywhere. Like, if I'm giving it to one, I want to give it to everybody, just so you know. And in this particular case, it shows a bunch of traffic stops. And at Lake Chafee, you had a bunch of others.
Yeah, well, that's what we usually have.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 other calls. But it doesn't say what those calls are, just so you know, none of the report says that. And then we have traffic stops that were on 84, 44, 74, 44,
Available online.
and 89.
Some of that's available online. But you have to go looking for it. And if I can get that every month and see, okay, there's 5 of them, I can go online and get the information.
All right, I'll see what I can do, because what I'll end up doing is have maintain an email list for them so that I can offer it to other people.
Wait a second.
Yeah. Sorry, I know this is going long, guys.
Okay, this is state police. Sorry, I thought this had something to do with EMT and fire, but
No, it's Troop C. However, our new fire chief, I saw him last week down in the hall, front entrance, and he was about to go on vacation. But what he asked me is, he said, would you like to get a report from the fire department each month? And I said, thank you. I've never gotten that. I really appreciate it. That would be great. In the meantime, I put the 3rd report we've received from our new fire marshal in your packet.
yep.
And they are outstanding. So he gives me, I talk to him at least 3 times a week. Or the fire chief and I am delighted with the interactions that we're having. And I can
We've
see,
made some good hires,
yeah,
really have.
yeah,
What's
well,
that?
we didn't make those, fire department did, but yes.
Yeah.
We've had really good hires here.
Oh.
So, but anyway, you'll see that he actually says where, and he uses military time when he says these hours,
Yeah, they do.
these many sightings, this, whatever, this is what the follow-up is, or he'll say, I've done follow-up over here. kind of thing. And he did warn me today, there was someone in one of the apartment buildings, one of the owners, who was irate because they have a whole bunch of violations. And he said they have to get them fixed within 30 days. So if the guy continues to push back, we'll turn it over to the state fire marshal. Okay, but he can get his building closed and he doesn't want that. And so, yeah, so he's a pretty straight arrow. And I appreciate that because one of the things people don't realize is if our fire marshal doesn't inspect when they're supposed to inspect, there's certain schedules for different kinds of buildings, that if they don't do that and there is a fire in one of those buildings and we didn't do the inspection and someone gets hurt or killed, we're going to be sued. So he takes that very seriously and I appreciate that. Also talking with the fire marshal, we talked about a CPR class for residents because what was conveyed to me is that oftentimes, it takes a couple minutes to get to somebody's home if they've got somebody who's not breathing on the floor or whatever. And people who know CPR, residents who know CPR, make a huge difference because they keep that person going until they get there.
Yep.
And that was the case in the last 3 situations they had. One was at the dollar store. Couple passing through, the woman had a heart attack or collapse or whatever, heart stopped. Someone who was a person, a patron, started CPR on her. Then Mansfield got to her and then our guys got to her because they were on a call. Then we had another one that happened down at Briarlee, a young kid playing basketball. Somebody started CPR on that one, and then they mentioned one other one, and they'd all been within the better part of 3 weeks.
Why don't we have a workshop teaching people CPR?
That's what they're gonna do.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
the fire department is have to, but you could be saving your fellow employee's life.
There's
Mine. I am looking to
Sure.
see why
there's
is this
certain
leaking?
criterias. There's certain things. Oh, what is that?
Certain criteria.
No, there's
Criteria?
when you educate a certain percentage that is in the town hall or employees, there's a certain certification that you receive. And
Oh,
it's
in other words-
recognized through the state.
That if you are the trainer and you do that in a municipality's building, is what you're saying, then you get a certain certification or that you're certified to do that.
The town gets, so.
Oh, the town gets certified.
The town gets a certain they get a
That's cool.
certain certification. I'll check into that
I
because
like
think
that.
all the, I
Our
think
green energy people have gotten us that.
the elementary school has a certification that so many kids in the school have taken that class.
Good,
They were doing that for all town employees as well.
good.
So there's different levels of certification in the town that say we're a health safe.
So this
Healthy,
has been
safe.
offered in the past. And what I'm hoping is we can get even more involvement and maybe there'll be multiple sessions.
And I,
It depends on what the costs are, et cetera.
Yeah.
But the costs in lives,
Right.
that's whatever.
I do have a question on this,
Which one?
bear with me. It's the report, fire marshal's report.
Sure.
I see all of these things, which are great. 9 violations.
Yep.
39 violations remain outstanding. A follow-up reinspection was scheduled. How far out is it?
30
always-
days.
Is it always 30 days whenever they say a follow-up? Because I'm looking, a follow-up, reinspection.
Yeah.
Is it always 30 days?
I don't know if it's always 30 days, but
Can
it's
we-
it's likely that the reality is if it is, the bottom line is the fire marshal makes a determination based upon how bad that situation is.
Right.
So I don't want to get in that person's way, but I will ask Jim. Jim he responds like this.
Yeah.
So I will ask him typically, is there a range of time or is it truly 30 days?
Yeah,
And what happens is because they get a written notice, typically it says 30 days.
well, I'm thinking.
And in some cases, it might be 5 days.
Right, 39 violations. I mean, really?
Can I see which one that is?
53 previously
It'll say
identified.
whose it is.
No, 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 the first one on July 8.
I didn't
Oh,
look.
you didn't see?
No, because I just
So,
scanned.
so look, this one had 53,
Yeah,
20, 16.
yeah.
I mean, really?
Yeah, but it depends on, if you have 16 fire extinguishers and they all haven't been checked this year, there's 16 violations.
Exactly.
If you have 4 smoke detectors and 3 of the 4 don't work, that's.
But that's a huge problem. Smoke detectors and, I mean, really?
So one of the ones that I saw today, I was told about today, and I saw a picture of it,
20.
was in one of the apartment buildings. There is no cover over the electrical controlling,
That's,
which means you can get electrocuted.
That's gonna be.
These are apartment buildings that we don't own. They're owned by people from, in this case, New Jersey. Okay, who are not unfamiliar to Eastern Highlands Health District for some of the things
but
we're
why
buying.
are we so lenient?
We're not,
Because this is,
we are not being
Because
lenient.
he has.
This is not lenient. This is literally going the way we should be going.
right,
He's got the authority to shut you down immediately if he wanted to.
right.
Yeah, he did. He actually did shut down a building. Okay, previously.
So I'm just thinking there are a lot of.
He shut down a building at the Baptist camp.
So let me just say this. A lot of these apartment buildings have a lot of kids from Yukon living in them. I don't know if you know that,
Mhm.
but to put
Make sure
those
people can
kids,
hear you.
put those kids at risk as well as elderly that would have a problem getting out. If there's a fire extinguisher not working, if there is
You're preaching to the choir.
I'm like,
It's not that it isn't working.
is this great? Is this
It
too
isn't that it
great?
isn't
It's not
working.
that it
Listen,
isn't working. It hasn't been checked this year by a certified company.
Correct. But
to
again,
make sure that it works.
But-
It will work fine.
but again,
All right. So what you're seeing is you're seeing what that person's actually doing.
He's doing a good job.
yeah.
He's doing a great job.
Denying that. I'm not denying that. But again,
Yeah, for those of us who haven't been out there kind of thing and seen all this stuff, it's kind of horrifying when you realize how many violations there are. And he certainly has been assertive.
look right here.
And he told me this person may call me up and
Right
maybe
here.
crazed and yep.
Just saying.
Yep. So I'm just happy that it's being done. And those have to be inspected every year.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them have to be inspected every 2 years. Our own buildings have to be inspected, I believe, every year.
Mhm.
So this is happening and the fire chief is offering to provide a report too. So that's going to tell us what the other incidents were.
Yep. Thank you.
And I think that's terrific and we'll keep improving.
All right. Are we on tax refunds or are we?
Yes, we are still on tax refunds. Let me just grab them.
It's 9:18, by the way. Al, you know executive
Did you
session.
ask
that's gonna happen.
questions? Yeah, we got an executive session too. Okay, so with this one, August refunds, we have a total of $7,307.80. They are for, I'm gonna read them off quickly. Kim Ritzone, who had overpaid. And that is $2,773.99. Frederick and Donna Drash, Drasch. They also overpaid $13.90. And they have another one for another property where they were paid $203.50. Sposato Stump Grinding LLC also overpaid $190.77. Lina Levo, real estate overpay, $3,476.53. Keith Conklin, motor vehicle overpay. All the other ones were real estate. Oh, I'm sorry, some were motor vehicle. $47.82. And Linda Parent, motor vehicle, $578.52. Sometimes people pay and then something happens and they send another payment. Whatever, through whatever mechanism, because they all know what their bill is. So anyway, those are the payments, and it is per, the refunds are per Connecticut General Statute 12-129.
I make a motion.
And by the way, and the total is $7,307.80. Can we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Make a move.
You got a second. She beat you, did the thing. Okay, so hang on. Tess, Al, all in favor?
Aye.
Good.
You were so loud, you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I saw your lip broke. You're on camera. All right, so now we are at the point of our meeting where I've got to see. Executive session. So we are going to come out of we're going to go into executive session. Someone's going to make a motion. We'll vote on it, and then I'm going to shut off the camera and shut off the recording. And then the rest of what goes on in the meeting will be captured in the minutes. So would someone?
Make a move.
This is for the purpose of personnel. You made the motion, and what time is it?
Too late. 9:21.
9:20. Thank you.
Just put that too late.
Too late. 9:21, and you seconded the motion?
I will now.
Okay, Tess seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Don't say anything. I'm going to go out of meeting. Goodbye, everybody.
Are we coming back? Do we have to make, this is.
No, we don't. We're leaving
No
the
action.
meeting. We are leaving the meeting somehow.